Story with a message. Here we go. It's 2010. I just moved to South Carolina from Maryland and shit. But before I was probably down there for like maybe a couple months at this point. Few months, some shit like that. But before I left Maryland, I was on supervised probation, and all this is gonna be relevant to the story and shit. I was on supervised probation. But what happened was like I I pretty much did good while I was on probation. I actually caught another charge and got a violation, but ended up getting found not guilty and shit, and ended up not getting violated. So um, basically, what happened was I had a chance to do a show in South Carolina with my homeboy and shit. I asked my PO if I could go down there and do the show. She said it was cool. I go down there, do the show. I get a chance to move down there, you know what I mean? Like with some people that's letting me stay there and kind of, keep doing more shows and shit like that, try to figure shit out. So call my PO, tell her like I got a job down there and shit, something like that. And she said, look, I'm not going to transfer your probation. I'm just going to, mark it inactive. Just don't get no trouble down there. And let me know, if you come back to Maryland or go to any other state. But other than that, just call me on this date and you'll be off probation. But I still had a few months, so boom, I'm down South Carolina. I had to get all that out the way because I'm about to see why. But I'm down South Carolina, like me and my mans, we doing shows and shit. Like shit's going good, yo. You know what I mean? Like it's love down there. Shout out to South Carolina, man. 864, yo, upstate, Greenville, all that, easily and all that shit. So I'm down there, you know what I mean? We doing shows and shit. So we do this one event that, the big homie that I met down there had put together, and it was a dope event, yo. Shout out to him and shit. I don't really be liking to throw names, but yeah, just shout out to South Carolina, the 864. But go to the event and shit. Me and my mans, we probably went like 5 or 6 strong, you know what I mean? But we all, chill, laid back dudes. We just trying to party, have a good time and shit, perform, get up out of there, make it home and shit. So they had a little bar in there, whatever, where you could go get beers and shit. So by myself, I go over to the line, to go get a beer. I hadn't performed yet. We was about to get on stage. So I'm like, shit, let me get a little beer, get loose, get right, you know what I mean? So I'm standing in the line. There's a couple dudes in front of me, you know what I mean? They look like some goon type dudes and shit standing in front of me. I see them both looking at me, but the music loud. And, they got like that southern drawl and shit. So it's like I'm hearing words and I see them looking at me, but I'm not really making out the shit that they saying. But then one of them get a little loud and he's like, yeah, I'm talking about you, nigga. And I'm like, there's a couple ways that this shit can go, you know what I mean? It's like I said, I came with some people and shit. And then it's like, like I got a couple options, but I ain't no rah rah dude, you know what I mean? Like, so I made my decision. My decision was just to, what I mean, keep looking straight ahead, you know what I mean? Like, towards their direction, but acting like I ain't hear shit. So, mind you, they ain't know I was there to perform. Like I said, I hadn't performed yet, so I'm like, let me, just, play shit cool. I'm trying to perform, you know what I mean? Plus, like I said, I'm on probation, you know what I mean? Like, if something go wrong, then you know how that shit's gonna go. So, plus being out of state, so I'm like, man, just you hear him, but you don't hear him, yo. So boom, and then it's like, all right. So anyway, fast forward, I get, go perform. Shit goes well and all that. So here's where a couple of the messages come in. Mind you, I rap the way I rap. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not a rah rah dude. You know what I mean? I rap about real shit that I deal with. You know what I mean? So here's where the messages come in. The first one, man. Think about what you got going on in your life, you know what I mean, before you put yourself in certain settings, you know what I mean, whether it be, you doing shows or just any type of setting in real life in general, you know what I mean? Like, just, if you got certain shit going on in your life, you got certain things you dealing with, think about what you put yourself around, you know what I mean? That's the first thing, you know what I mean, especially with these venues and these shows and shit. Second thing, I said I rap about certain things and I don't do the rah rah shit because imagine if I did and I went up there and I started rapping about certain shit and these dudes that try to, pop off and shit, see me, rapping this rah rah shit. I'm in a situation off rip, you know what I mean? Because they gonna take it as that, and you know how that's gonna go. So it's like you gotta be conscious of where you at. You gotta be conscious of what you're talking about. You just gotta be real, selective, because anybody know, yo, things can just change just like that, yo. I've seen it happen. People have, I know, you know what I mean, it's happening to them, you know what I mean, on both sides. It's like, yo, shit be real, man, and that's the message right there.